So, how many people think they know how to develop good introductions and conclusions in a speech? The purpose of my speech is to inform you on how to develop good intros and conclusions. My name is Ronald Williams, and I decided to do this topic because I felt personally myself I do not do a good job of developing either of these in my speeches. First, in my speech, I'll be discussing the do's and don'ts of a good conclusion and introduction. Some of the do's would be when writing an introduction, it is important to get the audience's attention with a story, quotation, personal experience, or something of that sort. Also, identify the topic and indicate why it is relevant, important, or interesting to the listener. You need to establish your credibility through words or behaviors, and also provide context, background, and definitions that the listeners might need. For a conclusion, it's important to summarize the main points of your speech, restate your purpose or thesis, and also create closure and a sense of finality. Now, a few don'ts of an introduction would be don't start with or okay. Second, you shouldn't apologize for weakness in your context, preparation, or your speaking ability. And third, you just shouldn't complain. Don't complain about what it took to get ready for the speech. Don't complain about you didn't get any sleep the day before. Just be ready to give your speech and don't complain. Now, some of the don'ts of a conclusion would be open new areas of discussion or argument. So, in other words, don't, when you're about to end your speech, go off in another direction of where your speech is supposed to be going. So, if I'm talking about good introductions and conclusions, I shouldn't start talking about a book that I was reading or something like that. Second would be don't change your position or viewpoint. So if you're arguing for one thing, don't go and turn your back on it and argue for the other. And another would be don't resort to closing phrases such as, that's all I have to say. A few future ideas that I have for my blog would be I hope to maybe add a few essays and examples so people can get a better idea of what a good introduction, what a good conclusion looks like. Then maybe I'll add a few bad examples of each. I would also like to add a comment section to my post because I'd like to see if this blog has helped anybody else write papers. And also I'd like to see, I'd also be accepting constructive criticism on some of the essays and blogs that I've done myself. In conclusion, I hope that after listening to my speech, I helped give a better insight on how to write a better conclusion introduction for your papers, and thank you all for listening. I hope I made your introduction and conclusion writing experience a little bit better.